From what I can tell, I'm currently on board one of the ships heading to Egghead Island. Because of the current situation on Egghead Island, somehow this story arc has just took a shift tone. If I had to guess, this has all turned into one big game of Clue, but I have an ideal on the culprit that could be behind everything, yet not be at the same time. Data, are you sure that I won't be taken out of this world once I remove my mask?
Yes, as the shadow of Master WB. As long as he is in this world with his mask on, you don't need to worry about having yours on, as you two are linked. Now if Master leaves this world, then you would need your mask to maintain your presence, or else the world's law will reject you from it.
One of the 5 elders, St. J. Garcia Saturn, is personally overseeing this operation. Admiral Kizaru is the one escorting him. Looks like we're going to get a rematch between him and the Straw Hats. The last time he faced them, he bodied the entire crew as if they were lightweights. Now this caught me off guard. There has to be something major in the works, because I don't think my presence here could cause this change in the timeline. Things are just getting out of hand, as never has one of the Ghostly took action personally. The Straw Hats are currently locked in a game of Clue or Knives Out. Trapped inside the main lab, they are being hunted by the Seraphim, which is weird as they are not listening to any Vegapunk. According to Stussy, the 5 elders, Vegapunk, and Sentomaru are the only holders of the authority over the Seraphim, superseding even CP0's control chips. With an elder heading to Egghead Island, it's possible that St. J. Garcia Saturn could somehow be controlling the Seraphim. Though I believe this isn't likely, as the Seraphim can only be commanded directly, as commanding them via Din Din Mushi is impossible. However, according to Shaka, the Seraphim are capable of limited decision-making, not requiring orders to act in certain circumstances.
Master Shadow, for some reason I can't access past information, so I would need you to transmit current information.
CP0 was captured by the Straw Hats by Stussy Betrayal. Stussy is in fact a sleeper agent of Vegapunk and clone of Buckingham Stussy of Mads and former sumate of the Rogue Pirates. Now with CP0 locked up, the Straw Hats just needed to find the missing Stella and Bonnie to leave. This somehow became easier said than done. And out of the blue, the Seraphim started to ransack the lab once again. Shaka was slowly losing contact with all the monitor snails as someone was destroying them one by one or taking them offline. Now Hayrace, where the story takes a change and the game of Clue begins. You see the hierarchy of control take CP0 out of the running as they are captured, and Vegapunk commands overrule theirs. Sentomaru couldn't have assessed the commands as he is heard outside of the lab with no communication to the lab. Also, he is currently having the pacifistas go wild, so he has no idea what's going on. It could be the Elder, but he is not even on the island, which leaves the Vegapunks as the highest command. When everyone was gathered together, only 2 Vegapunks were missing in this lab. It's implied that Lilith was there as she is grouped with one of the search parties. So only Vegapunk Pythagoras was missing, but he is attacked and even warns them to be careful.
I did manage to receive a message from Vegapunk to Dragon that he might be dying because the government might have realized he was reaching too close into the Void Century, so he would need to be dealt with. With that information, Shika would make a prime suspect to be behind lighting the load so Stella could escape while making it look like Vegapunk died. Pythagoras could have faked his injuries to have everyone drop their guard. Then would that control everything from the shadows, as he is the aspect of Vegapunk's wisdom.
However, even though both Shaka and Pythagoras could be the one that gave the orders, I believe York did it. The most background of background characters, and the one you would least expect to be the mastermind, as she is according to Morgan.
York, being designated the Greek satellite of Vegapunk, is a very gluttonous and lazy individual. Her primary task seems to be to eat, sleep, and relieve herself for the other satellites so they can perform their own duties unimpeded.
York does all the tasks that are not about science and research, so that way the other Vegapunks don't have to put much thought into mundane things. Stussy also commented that since her and Lucci had the same authorization level, she couldn't overrule his orders. He would have to do it or someone higher. Now what did York do once the Seraphim showed up?
Remove herself by being turned to stone. So if she was the one that gave the order,
no other Vegapunk would be able to overturn it, and with her out of the picture, no one would expect she was the one that gave the order.